Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Praveen, and I'm one of the lead technical consultants here at the Manage Engine AD Solutions team. First of all, thank you so much for everyone for registering for this 4-day workshop series, and also for being a part of this, for joining this session as well. So to start with, I'm just going to request you guys for one favor. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, please drop an yes over the chat window so I can be confident I can just start the session right now. Let's take like some 10 seconds for that. Would be great if a few of you guys can ping me that you can hear me, yes or no, so that we can get it started. Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. So let's get started. As I said before, this is a 4-day workshop series. And in all these 4 days combined together, what we're going to see is like how can ADAudit Plus give you a hand in your day-to-day Active Directory auditing system. So today's agenda is very simple. We're going to be concentrating on why do you need to audit your Active Directory first. That's number one. And two, what are the limitations of your native auditing solutions like PowerShell scripts or Event Viewer? They are powerful, or actually, to be honest, but again, there are a bit of downsides for the Event Viewer or the PowerShell. So we're going to see what are those limitations and how ADAudit Plus can solve those things for you. And I believe most of you will be having ADAudit Plus already. Most of you guys are our customers, and a few will be looking into the product as well, evaluating as well. So for both of you guys, I'm going to talk about a bit on the system requirements. What would be a perfect box for the ADAudit Plus to function better? And if you guys are in the verge of configuring ADAudit Plus, or you're just looking at just for the first time, we're going to talk to you about the configuration, the prerequisites, configuring advanced audit policies, ACLs, and also the minimum privileges required by the service account for ADAudit Plus. So that will be the agenda for today. It's simple. So before getting started on the actual agenda, I would just like to point you guys to a few of the resources on our website. All you got to do is just go to the landing page, manageengine.com, and go to products. And there you go. You have a security hardening document for your Active Directory. So in this document, just scroll down to the last page. This was written by one of our MVPs, Derek Melber over here. So you have a lot of blue boxes. So these guys have everything when coming to hardening your Active Directory over there. So I would request if you guys can just take some time out of the day today, go through all these documents and see if they can help you in some sort. Okay. So apart from that, we also maintain a blog here at Manage Engine. So all you have to do is, again, go to the landing page, manageengine.com, go to company, and hit blogs. So whatever you would like to know, let's say you want to know what Manage Engine can offer when coming to the hybrid environment, just go click on the search button and type in hybrid. Okay, so and you will get a list of things what the AD Solutions team here at Manage Engine has to offer you with respect to the hybrid Active Directory environment. If you want to know what all the products or whatever solutions we have to make you PCI compliant, just type in PCI, and again, you will get a list of results which will help you in being compliant to PCI DSS. Okay, so again, requesting you guys to take a look at these documents, and in case if you have any suggestion or something else, anything in your mind, please drop me an email or drop anyone in the team an email over here. We will be more than happy to assist you. Okay, so talking about the logistics, all these sessions for the 4 days will be recorded, and once the series is complete, you guys will be receiving all these videos with the slides. And the last thing for the logistics is I have one of my product expert on the chat window right now. So in case if you guys have come across any questions during the session, please put it through the chat window, and my guy will be glad to help you out over there. Okay. So with no further ado, let's get into the actual agenda for today. And 1 minute. Yep. So let's get into why auditing. on the first time, like you guys need to audit what's happening in Active Directory because AD itself, everything in Active Directory needs proper logging, proper monitoring, and you need to have some in-depth analysis because anything might happen, right from attacks or something which you would like to find out. Okay, right from the authentications to any configuration changes over there, schema extension, system roles, group modifications, everything need to be tracked. So finding that data, let's say you want to find out the number of login failures happened today in your domain. So finding that data is very tedious when coming to the native auditing tool, let it be PowerShell or Event Viewer. Okay. So number one, either you will have to be a pro in executing PowerShell commands, PowerShell scripts, or number two, you will have to, let's say, you have like 10 sites over there, and every site has like 2 domain controllers. So you have 20 domain controllers in total. Imagine going through event viewers and all those 20 domain controllers, and this is how it looks like. We take all these events, your Windows registers all these events in the event viewer over here. So this is my lab environment. I have like 1 day's worth of data in the security log over here, and that's 2.8 million. Again, we run some scripts to produce some data, but again, that's too much. But imagine the same in your end. 10 different domain controllers, 10 different sites, 20 domain controllers, 20 event logs, going through all these logs to find the one event which you want, that is actually a nightmare for you. It requires so much of man hours. You have a lot of important things to do, but you will be stuck in going through GBs and GBs of events to find what you exactly need. Okay. And even if you're a pro in PowerShell, you know how the result will look like on the PowerShell command. We'll see that as well. Or even if you export it into a CSV. Okay. Every time you want something new, you want something new, like reports for multiple days or multiple kinds of reports. Every time your script differs. So that is one of the major disadvantage or something which is not available in the native auditing tool. Okay. But PowerShell and EventViewer are powerful, as you know that. Even alerting and reporting is possible through the native tool. Okay. But again, as I told you before, you need to be a pro in executing complex PowerShell scripts. And also you will have to use the task scheduler to have it drop you an email when something happens. Even if you get that done, you will start receiving a ton of false positive events over there. So you will miss something which is actually valid. So that's done. Let's say you decide to go through all those 20 event viewer logs over there manually and get it done. So you have three disadvantages over here. One, obviously, it'll be a maneuver. That's something which you don't have to do on a daily basis. Number two, your event viewer will be set to overwrite after some time, whatever GB of space you give over there, right? And when you come to find something which happened about a couple of days ago, that event is not there anymore. It just got overwritten. Or let's say you're smart enough to archive your event viewer logs over there as EVT or EVTX. As you guys know, that log is not actually compressed. It's going to eat up a lot of storage space over there. And again, you will have to go through tons of events, right? And that's number one disadvantage. In the event viewer, you need something else to get it done. You need a third-party tool, like some who can store all these logs and give you all these info. So let's see how PowerShell works over there, right? So this is how it looks like PowerShell. Let's say I'm running a command. I'm running a script to get the logon failures in my domain, right? So just about that, that's the command. So how does it look like? You get all these logon failures over there, but it's going to take some time to sit down, analyze what exactly happened, and find out the one thing which you're actually looking for. It's so tough. Let's say I'm just skipping out of this, and I make sure I'm just going to export it as a document, as a CSV file. Seems valid to me, but let's see how the document even looks like. There you go. This is the document again. It looks okay. It looks like tables and columns in CSV file, but again, going through this document as well, this CSV file as well, and finding the one thing which you want is going to be a nightmare for you. You guys will accept that. So let's get into a different thing. Let's see how ADAudit Plus solves the very same need over here, talking about the logon failures. This is the ADAudit Plus console. I'll give you a perfect run through the complete features of the product, in our session tomorrow, because that's all about the real world IT security challenges over there. So we will be talking about like what things you will have to monitor, how to schedule an alert, automated response, group membership changes, GPO modifications, everything. So for now, the same report I was talking about the log and failures over there. This is how it looks like in ADAudit Plus. Who failed the authentication, what computer he was using, which DC denied his authentication, and the date and timestamp of when the event happened. Just compare this with this one. This is good. But again, to ease your job out, you need a tool. You need ADAudit Plus over there, right? There are other downsides for partial and event viewer as well. As I told you, like you have multiple DCs. There is no, a centralized database for you to go through the logs over there. You will have to sit with every log, independent logs, and find what exactly you wanted. Right? That's a disadvantage. And will it be possible for you to get an aggregate report? Yes, it is obviously possible, but it's too much of work over there. An aggregate, like of all the changes that happen in your domain for a single day, it's completely not possible in this sense. It's too much. It's too much of work over there. But ADAudit Plus gives you like as neat as possible. You have all the information right from the authentication, success and failure, to any changes happening over there. Group modification, GPOs, DNS, schema extensions, everything. You name a change, you got that over in the summary view. Get it scheduled on a daily basis. You step into the office, you will have an email from ADAudit Plus waiting to tell you what exactly happened in the domain for the entire previous day. Right? So what else is your biggest pain in partial or event viewer? Might be archive. Let's say you want to produce the data for your auditors in the future. So there is no archiving. You cannot go back in the day unless you have these EVTX stored in one common storage and give access to your auditor for all those things. A big no for that, right? And let's say GPOs, you guys want to monitor GPOs. You get that event, a directory service object has been modified, perfect. But again, we have like 5,000 plus settings in a one particular group policy. And it'll be a nightmare for you guys to find exactly what setting got modified. But ADAudit Plus tells you what setting was modified, what was the old value, and what is the new value even. So you can revert it immediately if that's not an approved change, right? So these are all like, some basic and biggest pains for every admin who is still relying upon partial or event viewer, the EVTX files to go through what exactly happened over there, right? So how about you have somebody who can collect all these events in one place and have them ready for your immediate access? So how about if there is someone who can drop you an email or an SMS on your mobile phone when something important happens, when something wrong happens in your domain? And what if there is someone who can take some action on his own when you're not available? Let's say a weekend, a brute force happens. How about someone can disable the compromised account over there or shut down the computer where the malware was infected automatically and then just drop you an email stating this has happened over there so you can be back on Monday and see what exactly happened. So that guy will be ADAudit Plus, right? And those are the advantages when compared to the native auditing tool. Those will be the advantages for ADAudit Plus. Okay? So as I told you before, all these things will make your job easier. Out of the box reports, like we have 250 plus scanned reports. You name whatever change you want in ADAudit Plus, you have the predefined already. And if you want something else apart from that, if you have some customized groups or you want something for a specific object or whether you can instantly customize any reports available. Okay? You can just export the reports and give it to your auditor in case of need, or you can have your auditor access the product with the technician login and he himself can get all these reports, right? So, and again, every report within ADAudit Plus is going to tell you what exactly happened, what action happened, who did that action, when did that action take place, and where did that action actually happen, from which computer, on which machine, everything. Okay. So let's say you guys are going to install ADAudit Plus. As I said before, this will be the minimum system requirements what I would require. Coming to the software requirements, you can even install the product on a workstation. There is no restrictions for that, but I would recommend it being on a server operating system for multiple reasons, and that's the reason you only see the server OS over there. Okay. And so as I told you before, this will be a basic system in a requirement for the product. But if you guys have some large environment, or if you want something to be designed just for yourself, please drop me an email, or anybody in the team here an email. We will be more than happy to get in touch with you, understand the volume of logs which is coming through, and the number of devices which you would like to audit with an ADAudit Plus, and suggest you a perfect system requirement. The hard space or the RAM, what do you have to have there, everything. Okay, cool. So the next thing, now let's say we have decided to install ADAudit Plus, you've got it installed. Okay, now come to the part of getting it to working. Okay? So we are dependent upon the event viewer, the security logs on the domain controller. And as I told you before, the event viewer does not get replicated between the DCs over there. So we need to audit everything. So number one, we will have to make sure your domain controllers start logging all these details. Only if it is in the event viewer, the product can get it for you, right? So number one, we will have to make the DC start logging all these events. For that, we need to configure advanced audit policies. Okay, and as you know, I believe we have two options over here in configuring the audit policies. One, the product can get it done for you. Okay, let me show you. So once you install the product will understand if you don't have the audit policy, and it'll throw you a banner at the top stating the policies are not configured, and it'll give you an option to configure. When I click that configure button, the product will be editing your existing default domain controller policy in the domain, and it'll enable all the audit policies over there. That's what happens. On number two, if you want to do it manually in a few domains, I know, yep. So if you guys don't want the product to push the audit policies, and if you want to be on top of it, no problem. Let's see how we can get it done. And any documents, whatever you want, right? So if you guys have the product installed, just go click on the search button over here. Let's say you want to know what are the audit policies for domain controllers. Just type in domain controllers. You will get all the documents related to domain controllers. Just click on it and go to manual. For someone who doesn't have the product installed, just go to ADAuditPlus.com, click on the documents tab, and you will have the document available over there. That's all. Okay, so these are the 8 audit policies, what we need, what ADAudit Plus needs to monitor all the changes that is happening in a domain, every change that is happening in a domain. Okay, so let's see how we can get it configured. Number one is you will just have to open up your group policy management console. Go to your default domain controller policy. That is the policy which I have enforced on the domain controller's container. So I'm just clicking edit. So go to policies, go to Windows settings. We'll have to go to security settings. And over here you have advanced audit policies. And here you have all these categories. Okay, the first one, why we choose the advanced audit policies after the 2008 server operating system is because they are more granular. In the legacy audit policies, all you can do is tell Windows to audit the logon events, either success or failure. But in advanced, you can tell Windows, what actually needs to be audited in the logon as well. For example, I'm telling Windows to audit whenever a Kerberos ticket is requested, success and failure. Okay, so likewise, we are just going to enable all the 8 audit policies, whatever is required by the product to function properly, and we're all set. Okay, so once that's done, we are just going to verify if we have all the audit policies confirmed. I'm just opening up the command prompt as an admin, and I'm typing in this command, audit pol space category : asterisk. Okay, so now this tells me that whatever settings I have done, whatever GPO changes I have done, perfectly just got replicated over here. Because even if we make some changes in the group policy, as you guys know, we will have to wait for the site replication to kick in, or we'll have to do a GP update first, because that has to come to our sysvol folder from the GPT to the GPC to the GPT. So we gotta wait for that. So now it's all fine. So now first part is done. The audit policies are configured. The DCs will start recording all these events in the event viewer. Our first part is done. Now coming to the second part. Okay, so now the product has to talk to your domain controllers and collect all these events from the event viewer, right? For that, we need to give a privilege for the product. So you will have to give an account for the product over here. I would say you can give a domain admin account. That would be perfect. But if you guys want to restrict the privilege for the product, all you want to do is, just collect the events from the event viewer and push the audit policies for you. It's more than enough. Let me just go through what are all the minimum privileges the product needs over here. First, you just got to create a service account. Let's consider my name and my account as a service account over here. First thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the product give the my service account a privilege to push the audit policies over there from the product, right? So for that, you will just have to go over here, go to the group policy management console, click on the policy, and go to the delegation tab and add the service account over here. Let's consider my name as a service account and give the service account all the privileges. Done. So that's your first step. Once that's done, you will have to open up your Active Directory users in console, users in computers console, and find a group called as group policy creator owners. Open up the group and add the same service account to be a member of this group as well. So now this account gets the privilege to edit your default domain controller policy in the domain and enable all the audit policies automatically without any trouble. Okay, that's number one. Now we have configured the audit policies over there. We have given the permissions, everything. Now coming to the permissions for collecting these logs from your event viewer. Again, we have a service account right now. Just go to the group policy again, edit your winning group policy over there. Go to policies, go to Windows settings, go to security settings, and open up local policies, user right assignments, and search for manage auditing and security log. Open this up and add the same service account over here as well. That's it. Last option, you will have to go to the ADUC and search for the group event log readers and add that service account over here as well. That's it. Now the product has the privilege to edit your group policy, enable all the audit policies automatically over there, and it also has all the permissions to read the logs from the event viewer in all the machines over there. So just to recap, four things which you'll have to do for the product to get all the permissions. One, you will have to, for pushing the audit policies, go to the GPO, go to the delegation, and add that particular service account over here, and go to your ADUC, find the group policy creator owners, and add that service account over there. For seamless log collection, again, go to your policy, go to user right assignments. Let me show that again to you. Go to Windows settings, security settings, local policies, user right assignments, and search for manage auditing and security log. Add the service account over there. Go to your ADUC again, search for the group event log readers, and add the service account over there. And that's all the minimum privilege what you want. That's it. Okay. So apart from that, next, let's say we have configured completely. So everything is configured, all the permissions are given. Now the logs have started to coming in. What are the platforms that ADAudit Plus can audit? Is when coming to Active Directory, we can audit 2000 Active Directory 2003, 4 is 11 and above. Talking about Windows servers, we can audit any Windows service. Coming to file system, they can either be Windows file service 2003 3 and above, a Windows failover cluster with SAN, and any Windows workstations. And talking about NAS, as of now, we can audit NetApp Filer if they are data on tab 7.2 and above, NetApp Cluster if they are data on tab 8.2.1 and above. We're talking about EMZ, as of now, Celery, VNX, VNXC, Unity, and Isilon. That's all we audit as of now, but a lot more to come in the future. A lot of them are in the roadmap. Okay. So the next one, we are actually all done because today's session was all about telling you what is ADAudit Plus, what are the native downsides of native auditing tools, and how ADAudit Plus can help you with that, and just prepping up for starting to audit using ADAudit Plus. That's always today's agenda. But tomorrow is going to be very interesting, right? So we're going to talk about the top security events that you guys, every admin would like to have an insight on, or should be having an insight on. Okay, and your admin's biggest pain, frequent account lockouts. Like every domain has that. So we're gonna see how ADAudit Plus can help you in tracking down or drilling down account lockout scenarios over there. And talking about privilege escalation, we're going to see about mostly all the possibilities, how a privilege can be escalated within a domain, and how ADAudit Plus can help you with that. And we're going to talk about a machine learning scenario, how ADAudit Plus can send some automated response for any anomalies it's going to receive. Okay. So that will be for today. But before, I'm just going to let you guys go. I'm just going to send out a few polls to your side. Just two questions. Okay, just two basic questions. Would be great if you guys can just answer them for me. And all I'm going to take is like 30 seconds for it. Would be great if you guys can do it. It's coming on your screen right now. Thank you. Still coming in. So let's give it like 5 more seconds. Sorry. Just a couple more seconds. Great. Now the last question. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Okay. So great being with you. So as I said it before, anything, whatever you guys would like to send across to me, any suggestions, any comments, kudos, whatever you would like to send it across. If you have any questions on either on the native side or on the product side, please drop me an email, and I'll be more than happy to assist you any time of the day. So that's it for today from my end. Thank you so much for joining in, and I'm going to let you guys go and have your day back, and I'm going to have my day back again. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. EDT. Thank you so much, all. Have a great day ahead.